If you're a new or returning viewer, welcome. I'm Stephen. And that's my Japanese wife, Yumi. Subscribe to our channel and hit that like button if you wish. 2 years ago, we moved to the remote countryside and started renting this 65-year-old house. Ever since then, we, or I should say mostly my wife, has been enjoying the challenge of various DIY projects. What's on her mind now as she works away in the old 60s style Genkan entrance area? All will be revealed soon. Of course, our young daughter Mia is interested in what her mom's up to and wants to mess around with all the wood lying about. A cacophony of noise going on. Luckily there's no neighbors besides the wildlife close by here in the rural Japanese countryside. Any idea what she's making? It's a beehive. Her latest interest is to have a go at beekeeping. Japan requires you to notify the relevant authorities about your intention of becoming a beekeeper, so there's some paperwork to complete. What she's doing here is installing some supporting rods to prevent the nest falling down. Every year at a particular time, swarms of honeybees will be looking for a new home. Here in southern Japan, especially on the islands where the climate is more subtropical, this typically happens in March or April. So Yumi's rushing against the clock a bit with this project in the hope of getting it set up on time. She uses a burner on the wood surface to help protect it from insects. Usually we'd be hanging a few bee traps around the property this time of year. Quite the opposite this time round. Probably never really imagined we'd try something like this, but there you go. Seems a bit tricky, but like other things in life, if you give it a try, gain some knowledge and new skills, might come in handy in the future, you never know. Apparently, the Japanese honeybee population is decreasing for various reasons, including the increased use of pesticides and actually fewer numbers of beekeepers these days. Parasitic mites can also be a problem for the bees, so Yumi's using a wooden slat design for the top of the hive box, which can help. Early morning and she's back to the task at hand, wants to get finished as soon as possible. We're still waiting for some Japanese beeswax to arrive, which we had to order online. Living on a remote island, the more common thing these days of next day delivery still doesn't really apply. And there's no large supermarkets where you can find these kinds of niche items. One bee box is ready. She's got plenty of leftover wood, so guess what? She'll build another one. Switching to more usual daily routines. Our daughter Mia asked for a breakfast of tuna onigiri,
ツナおにぎりできたよ。
A little bit chilly, yeah. But there's some waves somewhere. It'll be quite nice, but you never know until you see it. It changes. It can change quickly. Nice. Nice with tuna, eh? How many did you eat? 3? Wow. 4. Just one for me. What a breakfast, eh? Champion's breakfast, eh? Yumi's been making homemade mayonnaise for a while now. We're out of stock, so she's whipping up some more, which we'll use with dinner later. It's a simple recipe of egg, a small spoon of salt, a larger spoon of vinegar and 1 cup of oil. Add the oil in slowly while blending to achieve the right consistency. Here we have a bunch of mugwort herb called Yomogi in Japanese. We picked it ourselves. This time of year we use it in a variety of ways. We'll also use it with today's dinner. Yumi's removing the hard stems. Half we'll use with dinner later, and the other half she gives a quick steam, then hangs outside as she wants to make some dried yomogi.
Oh, 綺麗。綺麗。取れたかな。
Tasty curry udon for lunch using some fresh in-season onion and a couple of small carrots from our farm. So we saw this carrot about half an hour ago, so it's fresh from farm to plate. One of Mia's favorites, but she was dealing with her first little mouth ulcer, which made eating difficult for her. Poor thing. A bit more work on the bee box after lunch before heading out for a surf check.
あるやろこの隙間、この隙間がもうほんま7ミリとかになってからミツバシぐらいしか入られへんらしい。
While I was in the water, the girls picked more mugwort yomogi. These areas are not frequented much by humans or cars. Just a couple of farmers and us surfers here on the island, really.
そうそうそう上手上手そうそうそうそうそこだけ。
So a good place to pick naturally growing herbs, which haven't been exposed to much else. Yumi was actually thinking about buying some sort of plastic container to put her beehive on. We came across this object washed up on the beach, which we'll take home to use. Spending a lot of time in the ocean, we always notice the rubbish building up and are hesitant to buy large plastic items. Of course, we're not perfect, but if everyone tried to use less plastic and always picked up a few pieces when visiting the beach, hopefully future generations will still be able to enjoy the ocean as we do. Getting dinner on the go, and Yumi boils a bunch of that mugwort yomogi. We won't waste the broth. Throw it in as the water's running for a nice relaxing bath. We'll make a dressing with some of the mugwort using our mayonnaise, oil, soy sauce, salt and sugar. Add in some yomogi and blend away. We also made some seasonable mixed rice using mushroom, carrot, fried tofu, and some of that dried yomogi. When it's ready, we'll add in the rest of the boiled mugwort. Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. Yomogi dressing.
なあ、美味しいよな。また今度作ってあげるよ、山木ドレッシングミニ。アクチャリー、ヨモギインダサラダだ。これヨモギの葉っぱ。
知ってる。
ミヤが、ミヤが取ってくれたやつ。それ。すごい匂いと思うね。ヨモギフレーバー。
Delicious!
見て、蜜ろうっていうの。どんな匂い？ママ。
あ、プーさん。
かもして匂い。
The Japanese beeswax finally arrived.
プーさん、本当に可愛い。じゃあ次こっちの塗ってないとこ塗っていってで、こことここだけかな。
Time for the final touches and then decide where to put the boxes.
やっぱルヒってよかった。やっぱ最高。なんかママさ、素滑りしてるからいいよ。
The odds are probably not in our favour for a colony of honeybees to choose us, but let's see what happens. Thanks for watching and drop us a comment below if you wish.
8、3、かいかい、8、3、かいかい、8、3、かいかい、8、3、かいかい。
ありがとう。来ますように。
See you next time.